Hello and welcome to the latest Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. As ever, we are loud and clear on Welsh football. We're coming to you from the University of South Wales atrium, and we're brought to you with the valued support and of the journalism and media courses. We couldn't do it without them. Alongside me as ever, the former Wales and Premier League player Nathan Blake.
How you doing, Roberto?
And Roberto being former BBC Wales football correspondent, Rob Phillips. Tell your friends all about us. We're available on all social media outlets, Instagram, X, Threads. Watch us on YouTube and get us wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify. I'm going to come to you in a moment, but first, Nathan, I've got a family matter to attend to. Last week, you and I did our nominations for Inspirations for Women's Day. It's available on all the usual outlets. Somehow, I overlooked my daughter, Anna, who has amazed me by travelling the globe on her own when we didn't think that could ever happen.
Yeah, I remember that.
And also already has a degree, and I can talk to her about absolutely anything.
Are you trying to reel back last week now?
So sometimes what I'm trying to say is the obvious inspirations are so close to you, you don't realise it.
Yeah, I did mention my daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her omission was inexplicable, so I'm pleased to put it right. Now, I'm glad that's over with.
There you go back home.
So, before we get into the Welsh football,
Yeah.
astonishing scenes at the Wanda Metropolitano last night as Tottenham were beaten 5-2 by Atletico Madrid. But Igor
Why do
Tudor
I look at your face? You're like,
springs a surprise by
Yeah.
dropping Vicario, the goalkeeper, to play Antonin Kinsky,
yeah,
and then subs him
16
after
minutes.
16 minutes and doesn't even acknowledge him as he walks off. Nathan, have you ever come across that in your life before now?
I've never seen a keeper subbed early. I've seen a keeper subbed, I think. I'd have to check, but I'm sure I've seen a keeper subbed in a game. Usually it's down to injury or something like that. I don't think I've seen a keeper sub for making a mistake or two mistakes. But the lack of acknowledgement was just, like I said, I was cold, man. I was so cold. It was like, it was chilling, bro.
What would you do as a fellow player? Some of them went to comfort him, didn't they?
Yeah, well, as
he walked off.
as a player, I tell you what I did have. I remember an incident with Dave Jones and Paul Butler. And we were playing for Wolves. One of our audience members would be up with that, won't he? I forget who it was, but it was at the Molyneux. And it was about 40-odd minutes on the clock. And Dave Jones, Paul Butler's captain, by the way, and a really good captain. Really, really good captain. Subs him because he's made a couple of mistakes. And unfortunately, as fans sometimes do, they cheered the Wolves fans, right? Next day in training, Dave Jones is speaking to us all, and Paul Butler's like, captain mind. And Dave Jones had sent so much through Paul Butler. I used to say to Butts, he's not a trustworthy guy. You do too much. You're doing so much, like, you're doing his job sometimes. And Paul was like away from the crowd, and Dave was just talking to us like normal. And I was like, hold on a minute. Oh, you got something to say? Yeah, I got something to say. My captain's over there kicking dust, you can't do what you done to him. So he says, oh, I was doing it for him. I'd done him the favour. I think it was Dean Sturgeon. Well, Gaffer, don't ever do me that favour, right? That's just like, it's not acceptable. Take like your 4 or 5 minutes from half time. Take him off half time. If that's what you want, say he's got a bit of a bad knee or he's taking a bit of a knock, his hamstring's a bit tight, but protect the player, right? Especially when his own fans are on him, because you're going to need him at some point. Wouldn't it be ironic now if the Spurs' first choice keeper, or what's his name?
Vicario.
Wouldn't it be ironic now if he gets injured and you have to bring him back? That's the sort of mad thing that happens in football. I was astonished, mate. Like I said, I just think there's certain things. All the manager had to do is when he's come past, was just give him a little hug and whisper in his ear, "It's okay, don't worry." Like, it happens. Off you go.
There was nothing though, was
Oh, it was just
the
like
applause he was getting from the Atleti fans.
I ain't laughing because it's cold. Like I
No.
said,
It is.
it's not good. But that's the sort of stuff that comes back. I'll be surprised if he's still there as manager by the end of the day.
Oh, well, it depends on when you're watching or listening to this.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah,
recording
this is
this
Wednesday.
on Wednesday, yeah. So there was so much to watch on the television
It's
on
fantastic,
Tuesday
wasn't it?
night. And I watched Wrexham and Swansea with a flick over to Atleti now and then.
Yeah.
And it was a mixed build-up because, of course, Wrexham meets Swansea on Friday night at
Good
the
game, that should be
Kairos.
now.
That will be. Let's deal with Wrexham first. Obviously, a disappointing but emotionally charged night against Chelsea in the FA Cup on Saturday night. And then on Tuesday night, they fell to a 2-1 defeat to playoff rivals Hull, who now move, 6 points above them in fifth. So they've strengthened their position.
Yeah, I think the fight is that sixth spot.
Wrexham are still sixth, yeah. And they still have a game in hand.
I did say they finished sixth, didn't they?
You did. Bad news to them, though. Kiefer Moore looks like he's going to miss a good period
Yeah,
now.
big loss, Kiefer, because he's been nothing short of fantastic for him, hasn't he?
13 goals.
He's
I
been
think,
brilliant.
this season,
So, and to lose a player like him, and it's like he's a great foil for other players as well, Kiefer. And there's a lot of like your Rathbones and what have you, your Windasses, they're playing really, really well. So he's a great foil for that. But
I mean, Phil Parkinson's got loads of strikers.
he's got options. That's what I'm
but
saying.
Is no one quite like Kiefer Moore's there?
Well, no, but
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know what you mean in size and stature and what
Yes,
have you, right?
quite.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But
That's a blessing.
yeah, that's where you've got options, right?
Yeah.
You know, there are clubs in that league who haven't got the riches and the ability to go to quality players and second and third choice, but Wrexham have. So you have to adjust. As simple as that. You know, it's a tough one because at this stage of the season, strikers are usually in their sort of really in their rhythm, like, you know, goal every 2 games, you know. So a big loss, and let's hope he's fit for Wales.
Is that what you call? Can you have a hangover after, as I said, a really emotionally charged game like Saturday night?
Yeah, I think I was saying to you earlier, I think you have to look at the amount of games Wrexham have played. They've played, like we said, in December, they got a hell of a schedule. And if they can get through New Year and into January, you know, they'd have done well. But then they were still in the Cup, so they have the January games into February. We're into March now. You're talking like they've probably been playing every 3 or 4 days for probably 6-7 weeks. You know, might be even longer. That takes its toll when others are playing once, twice a week. Yeah, and you're every 3-4 days, bang, bang, bang. And like you say, the emotion of a game like Chelsea, you know, it's one of them.
And extra time. And
yeah, it's like it's probably, Phil Parkinson probably thinking, great, but it's the last thing I need. Because it's not like Wrexham are 15th and not in the playoffs or not in the picture for promotion. They're in it. They're one of the candidates for the playoffs right now. So Phil Parkinson, while it's a great occasion and emotional and great for the fans and what have you, realistically, players want to play it. Players will think they can go on, beat Chelsea and go on and face whoever in the next round. That's the old mentality thing. But as the manager, when you're looking at, you know, can we win that and get promoted? It's like, no. But we can. Realistically, we can get promoted. You're not going to do the FA Cup and Championship double, are they? You know
no.
I mean,
well, they won't now, no.
No.
But,
you know, it's highly, I'm not saying it's impossible,
quite,
it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there'll be a bit of relief for Phil to be able to say, well, you know, we haven't got now a quarter-final next or semi-final?
Yeah, no quarterfinals.
Quarter-final next to look at now and think, because that would have been possibly another big sort of fixture.
Yeah.
Like Port Vale or something like that. So, why didn't you didn't quite get that?
Well, no. It's Chelsea play Port Vale, don't they?
Yeah.
But no, you're right. And FA Cup fixtures will interfere. We'll talk about it later with Cardiff as well.
Yeah.
They were due to play Port Vale.
Yeah.
But
weekend. I think he'll be quietly relieved, like that we can just focus on just the league now and league recovery.
Well, 10 games to go. Southampton play tonight, so we'll see what happens with them. But every Wrexham fan would have settled for 6th place with 10 games to go.
Absolutely. Well, listen, no, I think I was out there on my own.
You were.
I don't think there were many people
even
saying, they were saying, mid-table, that should, build them for next season, what have you. I was kind of like, I've had a few people mugging me off at times, you included, like laughing at me.
I think I said 8th, didn't I? 8th to 10.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So they haven't done it yet, but I think, listen, they've got the squad to do it. And they're playing well enough to do it. At some point, you're going to have a little hangover. What was pleasing, I think, for Phil last night was that they were 2-0 down. Second half, they win 1-0, right? They get the goal back. So they still got energy and strength. So, let's wait and see. I reckon 5 wins probably gets them over the line.
Okay, we shall see. Good news to Craig Bellamy on the back of, obviously, Kiefer Moore bad news. We'll talk about that later, maybe. Yeah. But Nathan Broadhead, as you said, scored, and Lewis Kumas got a goal for Hull.
Yeah.
Lovely header.
Yeah.
Broadhead just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. But Kumas' goal, really nice finish.
Yeah.
Again, though, he's been quiet for a long time, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
When we went up and watched the FA Cup game, we done the FA Cup game. It's just like we said then. He's gone off the boil a bit, and for quite some time. So
no,
he looked so like pumped up when he scored last night. I was like, "Go on, son."
He did, yeah.
So all roads lead to Bosnia.
And before that, all roads lead to the Kairas on Friday night with Swansea because, talk about good news for Wales, Liam Cullen scored a wonder goal on Saturday.
Oh, great goal, great finish.
I mean, must have been 45. Have you scored a goal from that distance? Let's say no.
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
I don't think so.
But how satisfying, because that sort of goal, for people who haven't seen it, he just picked up the ball inside his own half, inside the Stoke half, and he saw the keeper of his right.
Probably 8-10 yards inside, wasn't he?
And so he floated it over the top. And it's that time between leaving your boot.
The keeper's dive was hilarious,
yes.
wasn't it?
He suddenly thought, oh no. And
tried what are you doing?
Yeah.
But
for those of us listening, Nathan Blake did a sort of goalkeeping action.
Yeah. That was
Floundered.
it was a brilliant goal. It was a brilliant goal. But have you noticed we've seen probably 10 of them this season?
Yeah.
It's been I would say, loads in comparison to other years. It's been unbelievable, but it was a great goal. Absolutely worldy goal.
It was, and it gave him a 2-0 win. The more good news from that game is that Sorba Thomas, don't get this the wrong way, Stoke Sorba Thomas was sent off.
Yeah, I've seen the sending off. It's petulant.
That's he got away with a challenge just before that as well.
Yeah, that challenge is more worthy of getting sent off.
It was.
Right? But what you done, and then it was the challenge, then it was the littlest nibble.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate for him. The referee stood like 6 yards away looking at him.
But when I say it's lucky for Craig Bellamy, it means he missed last night so he couldn't get injured.
Yeah.
So that's one less game that Bellamy had to worry about. Because we know how important Sorba's been for us.
He's got that temper. Is that Ringland in him coming out?
Is that right? Yeah, because he ran some Newport, isn't she? Yeah.
Ringland,
okay.
Probably, yeah.
But then on Tuesday night, Swansea followed that up with a really good 2-1 win at Ethan Galbraith at Pompey. Ethan Galbraith scored a beauty. Yeah. And then, honestly, Josh Key, the right back, has been rejuvenated. He had a great duel against Sorba on Saturday.
Yeah.
When Sorba went off, he had license to go forward more.
Yeah.
And I think him coming back has made such a difference.
Yeah.
Coming back to form, because he was left out because he wasn't playing that
Yeah,
well. He was
yeah,
taking a bit of
yeah.
stick as well.
Yeah, it was a good goal. I think it was a deflection, though.
Yeah, it was.
But I still would say, I think I couldn't tell by the shape of his foot if he was trying to cross it for the far post or whip it for the far post. It was going over, though, if he was whipping it. But took a deflection, ends up in a...
But it just adds to his confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's... Swansea are just lacking something, I think. Right? I think they sometimes they show something and you think, okay, got a chance here. And then they'll go away and just get beat easily, like get beat too easily. They're just lacking a consistency and maybe I don't know, I've said it most of the season. I think they're lacking that. That's what they lack. Someone in midfield who can really do that, get it, and just give the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
I think most of the pitch, they're all right. I think they're all right.
I think they got a lot of flair in the side.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, the difference is, this is the significance of the win at Portsmouth. That was only their 5th win on the road.
That's it, yeah.
Whereas they've won 10 at home.
Yeah.
And
consistency away from home.
Yeah.
They're easily beaten away from home, or too easily beaten.
Too easily, yeah.
Even if you're drawing games away from home, it's a point, isn't it?
Well, the interesting thing as well, they went up to 52 points. If they beat Wrexham on Friday, they moved to within 2 points of Wrexham.
Yeah.
Which says something. But this is an interesting take. On X last night, Paul Chapman, he said...
What fan is he? Sorry.
He's a Swansea fan.
Okay.
Shackles now offers Swansea surely already safe with 9 games left.
Oh, safe?
Yeah, we said they're safe ages ago, didn't we?
Oh, I don't think they're ever going down.
No. Probably need to win a minimum of 7 of those to clinch 6th. Those with long memories
I'd agree with that.
will recall 9 in a row and drawing the other to make it 10 undefeated. I think that was under John Hollins, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And then as Swansea fan Callum replied, we're 10th and we're still talking about safety.
Yeah,
but
that is a bit of a surprise.
So what are you thinking for Friday night at Wrexham? Because if Swansea sort out their away form...
Yeah, it's easy said, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But
because I always
they beat
say
Wrexham at home.
You can throw things out.
Yeah.
But there's an opponent. Right. So if I'm a boxer, if I beat Liam, I can go then and I can challenge Rob for the title. Liam's thinking, beat me. You're right.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? It's easy to throw out there to say if they beat, but it's a big if. You know, Wrexham a quality team.
So it'll be
at home. They're hard to beat. I can't see. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm saying I can't see Swansea's away form and consistency of away form going to the Kairos and winning. I can't see it.
No.
Whereas I was convinced that Cardiff could go there and win.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think Wrexham are probably twice the team they were when they played Cardiff. They're far better, far stronger, play lovely football at times. They can do a bit of everything. I just think they'll have too much from Wrexham.
Yeah, it's going to be really...
And knowing that they're on our tail a bit. It's a game we've got to win. I think Wrexham, if you had to put a bet on, I would go for Wrexham to win that game.
Yeah, and I think what's going to be really, I told you about Josh Key being rejuvenated. Josh Timon is really the best deliverer of a cross as far as I can see.
You like him?
Those wide areas are going to be key because Wrexham love to get either they haven't got the option really of a ball down the middle without Kiefer, but they have got pace out. Issa Kabore went on second half, made a big difference against Hull. So,
well, I would say, listen, most strikers can play with their back to goal. You have to learn it as it's a skill. So, that's what I say. Like not having Kiefer, what you miss is his stature.
Yeah.
But most strikers can still play with their back to goal. So I don't think you can't play up to the striker or play up the middle. It just means like how good are you at holding up the ball? Like whoever plays up front for Wrexham. But if it's someone like Windass, bags of experience, of course he can hold the ball up. So, Swansea will still have to deal with the same sort of problems. And if anything, there'd probably be more rotation and less, having a static number 9, big machine
Well, it's
up
going to
there.
be really fascinating. Wrexham got all
So it'll
numbers
be a
of
great
strikers.
game.
Yeah, it will be.
It'll be a great
Cabango
game.
and
But the
Burgess,
Swansea manager's done well, hasn't he?
he has done well.
Where he's taken them from to where they are. It was like up and down for a long time. The consistency is moving forward. Isn't it? It's
The
getting
10th
better.
position they're in as we speak
Yeah.
is the highest they've been since early in the season.
Yeah.
When the table was just forming, they
Yeah,
were 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. So no, we've said it before. The progress under Vito Matas has been
Yeah, he's done really
marked.
well. He's done really well.
And it's Wrexham away on Friday. Really looking forward to that. I'm going up to that.
So let me ask you, where's your money at?
I could.
You thought you were just going to get out with that?
I just think Swansea have got something about them at the moment.
Okay, so you're going to go Swansea, are you? Let's make it
concern
interesting,
is
and then we'll have a pound bet.
a pound.
I know you never go for a five. It's too much money for you. That's what you always tell me.
Is the draw come into it?
We'll have a cup of tea then.
Cup of tea.
Or coffee.
I reckon a 1-1 draw, see.
Well, that's...
And you're saying a Wrexham win.
We can't bet on a 1-1 draw, can we?
Why? Well, we don't condone betting on this podcast anyway.
we don't.
But,
We're not gambling. This is a friendly sort of...
Oh,
it's a
well,
bragging
all right,
rights
for the
thing.
one of it then.
You could go with the draw if you want, because I'm going with a Wrexham win.
Okay, I reckon a 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw, okay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Portnick scores because he didn't score.
Yeah.
Top of the championship goal scorers. It's going to be really good
He got
because
16.
Hyam has been fantastic for Wrexham. Clearworth is consistent. Doyle is decent. Scored a nice goal against Man City.
I think they've really grown into a very, very good team. I said to you, Rob, I went up and watched them. They don't just... So at the start of the season, they were lacking knuckle, strength, power. By mid-season or by November, December, November they were into a decent position. Couldn't quite make that top six. Kept, getting close and then dropping down because there were so many teams ahead of them. And then over the Christmas period, in January, they've just had a superb one. And February, you'd have to say. Yeah. With some of their results. I think I think Wrexham will have too much for Swansea at Wrexham. Different if it was
as they proved
the Veg
before Christmas. Yeah, no, it's not the Veg anymore. Swansea.com, get it right.
I just want to show my age there. So.
You are indeed.
Yeah,
and anybody watching can see.
Yeah, exactly.
You're listening to or watching the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. We're loud and clear on Welsh football, even though we're not sure about scores on Friday night. And, of course, we're coming to you from the University of South Wales Atrium. Yeah, with the support of the media and journalism sections. And, of course, we're on all social media outlets, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Right, last Saturday, Cardiff City slipped off the top of League One for the first time since early November.
Yeah.
Beaten 2-0 by Lincoln, who leapt above them.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday night, the Imps pulled 4 points clear as Cardiff were held 1-1 at Barnsley and Lincoln won at Exeter. I watched... let me give you thoughts of some fans first. Mark Riley on X says...
Mark Riley?
Yeah.
Come on, Mark.
The team that started last night would have been better against Lincoln at home. Last night, nothing wrong with the selection, but tactically we got the decision-making wrong and looked tired. I'll ask you for your thoughts in a minute. Gareth Dunning said, looked jaded, loved BBM's rotation, but last few games, too many changes, and in particular playing players out of positions. Missing the big man for these type of games. I think by that he means Yusuf Salek. Yeah. Young squad, this happens. Trust the gaffer to get us over the line. But yes, because I asked the question, are you nervous? But slightly nervous, he says. And then Darren Dimmond, I hope I got the pronunciation right, says on X, wrong time of the season for Cardiff to hit poor form. By the time we play Bolton, we could be 3 points behind as we have Huddersfield and Port Vale games called up. I'm not sure why Huddersfield is called up, but I may be missing something. Got a funny feeling we will mess this up. There are 9 points clear of third place Bolton, who are on a great run themselves and pulled back.
What a
3
game.
injury time goals against
Go on, Super Whites.
on Saturday. But you don't mean that ahead of the Bluebirds, do you?
Never.
Right. A Cardiff on a wobble. In your own time.
Difficult to say. Difficult to say, Rob. It's the worst time of the year to be losing form. March. I learned that when I was at Cardiff and we got promotion. It's the best time to gain form. January, February,
The
March.
great run.
Right? The great run. So, looking at it, I would say, if it was January, I'd be saying, don't worry. Like, come March, they'll be back into a rhythm. Because March is, you can see the finish line now, right? March. Well, how many games have got left?
They have
36 they played?
10 games left.
So, yeah.
And they're 9 points clear of Bolton.
Right. I think they'll be fine. I really do. I think they'll be fine.
You said that a few weeks ago. And you said
Yeah. I think their challenge is first or second. What I would say to them and what I would say to the fans is don't give up on first, because pressure does strange things to people, right? Lincoln looked like a really good team. They looked like, and I actually thought that. I watched some of their highlights over the previous 3 games before they played Cardiff, and they got a bit of everything, right? They got a bit of everything. They're strong, they're physical, they got a bit of pace about them. They score goals, they're defensively solid. I thought, tough test. But look, they've done Cardiff, done us fair and square at the City Stadium. But what I'd say is, again, pressure, last 10 games. I think if Lincoln get to 5 games and they're still clear by 4 or 5 points, I'd say I'd back them to go and finish off and win the championship. However, I think 9 points over Bolton, I don't think there's any sort of panic. And
Bolton have to go to Cardiff, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So if it was me, listen, BBM changing the team, it's worked all season. Rotation has worked all season. The way they play has worked all season. Just trust.
And actually, I thought they played all right last night.
Yeah, didn't play badly.
Apart from, Ruben Cowell took his goal.
Goal really well, yeah.
Really smartly.
Yeah.
But for almost the first time, not quite the first time, but I've said this very few times since Salak has been out, I actually thought they missed a big man in the middle.
They miss him anyway.
Physically challenged.
They miss him anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because what he is, he's the foil. He's the key for more of the team.
Yeah.
He allows all the other players to go off and do their little thing. And they've got some tremendous players, Cardiff have. A lot of skill, a lot of energy, a lot of youth. They can score goals, brilliant goals. But yeah, I just think I wouldn't be, there's no panic, 1 iota of panic from me. I still think they'll go up. It's just that my thing is the challenge to them is first or second.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think Mark touches on this in his post, because he says, tactically we got decision making wrong. And I think what he means by that is that a bit like the commentator I was listening to was saying, the problem with Cardiff is they get into so many wide positions, but they don't always put the ball in.
Yeah.
And I was really interested about what Brian Barry Murphy said after the game. And he made a great point. He said, well, nobody said, he said the rewards will come. I'm looking for it. The league campaign was never meant to be easy. If it was, everyone would do it. That was his first point.
Winning titles isn't easy.
And it wouldn't be as rewarding when you achieve something.
Listen, I know players.
Promotion isn't easy.
I know players who played 20 years, 18 years and never won a thing.
Yeah.
Never won a thing. Never got a promotion. Not in League 2, not in League 1, not in Championship, not Premier League. Never won an FA Cup. Never won one thing. And had great careers. Winning is difficult. I think
getting over the line is the toughest thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you've
not just the ball. I mean,
if you haven't done the work in the early season, the mid-season, and the latter season, you don't have the chance to get over the line, right? Winning's difficult.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. What I would say to fans is, hold your nerve. You've been absolutely outrageously good all season. Just keep pushing the team.
Yeah.
This is where what we don't need is like, what ifs. Say this. And listen, if they lose another game, don't panic. Right? It's about holding your nerve as the fans because it translates. Right? Just do what you've been doing all season. Go crazy, support. Love the team. They've been playing some absolutely brilliant football. You've got a team that, if the hierarchy do things right, you've got a team and a manager that can, set Cardiff on a path to success for the next 20 years.
Yeah. So with your with the words of Corporal Jones ringing in their ears, don't panic, Mr. Mannering. This Saturday, Cardiff go to Exeter, Lincoln home to 5th place Stockport.
Yeah, not easy.
And Bradford go to Wigan. And they're the other side.
What happens is now, so it switches now to Lincoln. You're going to win the league now.
They're the pressure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cardiff, that's what I'm saying. If you're the fans, don't will it in. Don't bring the pressure on the manager, start questioning him all that. You haven't questioned him all season. Right? We've got a big injury in Salak because he
seems to be on his way back because they filmed him running around the pitch.
Let's hope so. Because, like I say, he's such an important player for Cardiff. And I think most people thought the drop-off would come when he got injured. Most people thought the drop-off would come when Ruben got injured. It hasn't happened.
No.
Right? So, like I say, the challenge is 1st or 2nd place. And I still think when pressure comes, Lincoln, it's not like they're Wrexham, serial promotion, 3... it's a big thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and as we mentioned, Cardiff's game with Port Vale will have to be moved now because...
I want to say one thing as well. We kind of, with Jane last week, and we spoke about Dylan Lawler's goal. And it kind of got lost a bit, I feel, because we had the little bicker about whether he should be in the Welsh squad or all that. And...
you bickered. I was convinced.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a great game last night.
No.
Right? And that's kind of the point I was on about. But let's leave that there, right? Okay. What I'm trying to say is...
brought it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to bring up the goal.
Right. Go on then.
No, how good the goal was.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Because I don't think we gave it enough justice last week.
Okay.
We've just spoke about Cullen's goal, and we've seen that probably repeated 10, 15 times this season. You don't see that type of goal very often.
No.
Where a player goes from 18-yard box under pressure, holds off a striker, midfielder comes in, does him, and goes and picks up pace, and goes through middle of 2, and picks up another pace, and then go through and
then slows
just
down.
Slots it, mate. Yeah. Just an absolutely a thing of beauty. That's what I would like to say. I thought it's been on my head all week thinking that was one of the greatest Cardiff City goals ever scored, and we didn't really speak about it enough because Rob was talking Rob was talking common sense. Rob was talking.
It's the sort of goal that gets you in the Wales squad, which is announced.
Yeah, well, it could do. Yeah. But it's the sort of goal you probably score once or twice in your career.
Quite. Although he went on a few runs like that at
but scoring is different.
Yeah,
he's got the ability to do it. What I'm saying is, it wouldn't happen. Well, it can happen, but it's highly unlikely for that to happen at the highest level or the higher level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There we are.
But great goal.
You happy now?
Yeah.
Two of us have got things off our chest.
Yeah, I had to get out of our chest.
For a whole week.
It's been bugging me all week. I think we spoke about his assist for the first goal more than his dribble. But it was like I say, I just watched it again like last night because I just think, oh, what a goal, mate. It's better than an individual chip, right? I always say one of the best goals we've ever seen at our age group is like Maradona v England, right? Why? You're picking the ball up under pressure and you're dribbling. Messi's goal, remember when he done, I can't remember what it was, but
6 of them on the touchline.
He went to shoot and the guy fell over. I think it was Bayern Munich or so, like out of Champions League, right?
Wow.
Right. So I just, pay homage to that goal because it deserves it.
Okay, Dylan Lawler, you've been mentioned alongside
Absolutely.
Maradona.
Well, Messi, Maradona, why not? Lawler, put him up there. Yeah.
Gee whiz, I wonder what you're going to have to apologise for next week. Right, Newport. You watch them at home to Colchester on Saturday.
Yeah, I done the game.
I'm going to Barnet this Saturday to watch them. 10 games to go. Somebody on X was wondering whether 12 points in 10 games could do it. I should say...
What? 12 points from 10 games?
Yeah. Should say
Four
Barrow
wins.
lost one of their games in hand last night. They were beaten
I would
by
say
Bristol Rovers.
game in hand is always a false economy, mate.
Yeah, well,
Because, you go into the game having to win. There's nothing worse.
yeah,
Nothing worse.
tough gig at Barnet. Although they did win up there in the first game of the season, the whole season kicked off at Barnet with Barnet Newport in the League Cup
Yeah.
preliminary round.
Yeah. I'll reiterate it. I've said it 1,000 times. I've watched Newport so many times this season. I've watched Newport more than Cardiff, probably. I haven't seen a team in the league, and I've seen them against Bromley, I've seen them against Fleetwood, I've seen them against Accrington, I've seen them against Gillingham, I've seen them loads of times. I haven't seen a team in this league where I look and go, wow, And Bromley, straight as a die, just long ball it, and they're sat top of the league.
They're
so
down there on Tuesday night.
This a Newport can. I like I said, I thought they were dead and buried at one point because they were 5 points behind. Then they managed to get on level terms. Then they managed to get off the bottom for a couple of hours and then back down. Listen, there's what, 5 teams I think it is on 28, 29,
I think it goes,
30, 31.
It's Harrogate 27 points.
Newport 28.
Newport 28. Barrow played 35, one less, 28. Crawley 29. And Tranmere 35. Should say Bristol Rovers moved up with that win over Barrow.
Yeah, their win was massive last night.
Unbeaten in the last 4 they are. Tranmere have lost the last 5 on the bounce.
Well, Tranmere need to be careful. If they don't get a win in the next 3, they're in.
They're in it.
Especially if Newport and, Bromley or Barrow and what have you, if they pick up a win. Well, if you're Newport, you just want to get the last 3 games of the season.
Which includes Barrow away on the last game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last 3 games of the season, like within a point or goal difference of, anyone above you, if you're still in the bottom.
If you make that the last 4, it's Harrogate home, Cheltenham away, Oldham home, Barrow away.
Yeah.
Harrogate and
so to me,
only lost one of their last 6.
To me, if you got the right mentality, right, and nothing's given, but there's 3 wins out of 4 there.
Yeah.
Like, not easy, but they're more than capable. They got the players to do it. I so many little things. Sometimes I think to myself, like, Fuchs has obviously played the game at the highest level, won the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. We know that, right? I'm like, but maybe if you can't see it, your coaching staff should be able to see, or get someone up in the stand to watch. There's so many little things that they should be doing that they don't do. So many simple patterns of play at the moment. They just look, and it's been like the way all season. My honest opinion in it is, between the 2 managers, between Dave and Christian, what's happened is they've never found a way of playing. Dave tried to play a style that players couldn't play, and what happened in his reign was the players ended up drifting into something that wasn't what he wanted and what wasn't what they're capable of. So they were like an in-between weird. I thought simplify it, which I think Fuchs has done. That's what's helped them get results. But they still slip into that old mold again sometimes, where like Colchester, like Rob, like Colchester, apart from Lisby, I think it was, young black lad on the right wing, lovely little player, mind. But he was a really good player. The striker wasn't bad, but you just think, well, there's
not much between them.
There's much of a muchness.
Okay,
and you're at home, and the fans were brilliant. The atmosphere was brilliant. They've got the tune, the players, the manager, the staff. You've got to tune into that. Your set pieces, got to improve them, like defensively and offensively. Yeah, there's little things. I wonder what all these iPads and all that, all these back staff are doing. Honestly, because like the link play, I've said to you before, between centre forwards, if you're playing with a number 10, which is where they're going at the moment, they played 2 sitting midfielders the other day, and a number 10, or they play a holding midfielder, an 8 and a 10. Well, again, CBR, Courtney Baker's flicking things on up front. No runners in behind. No one stretching the game. It's such a basic... and then what happened the one time is the two players went for the same ball and none of them run behind. They both collided in. You're just thinking, fellas, and I don't know, some of it's common sense, but some of it is simple, basic. I might need to tell you, but keep telling you. Do you know what I mean? You hear players in the Premier League going, "Oh, new manager, yeah, I feel better because I'm able to get in this position, I'm able to do that." That's what you're asked to do all the time. It's just whether you do it higher up the pitch or in a mid-block or a deep defensive block. But the idea is, when we got the ball, get into space if you're an attacking midfielder, right? So sometimes I think the players are almost over-reliant upon the information coming. Sometimes, like I said, I wonder if...
Take responsibility.
Like a Poku has ever said to Courtney Baker Richardson, something simple, like, which way do you rather flick the ball? Courts. Do you rather flick it over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder? Because if over your right shoulder, I'm stood over on the right, I'm no
it's
good
never
to
going to
you.
get you. No,
right?
Quite.
Simple thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if that conversation has ever taken place. Because judging by what I see, it hasn't. Simple.
Okay, well, if they're watching this, which I'm sure they are, or listening,
well,
have a think about it.
Yeah.
Let's move to Merthyr. Friend of the pod, Lewis Twamley, scored twice in
Great.
Merthyr's 3-1 win at Radcliffe. Yeah. But then last night, Tuesday night, 90 plus 7 goal winning goal for Chester. Yeah. Merthyr still third, still 10 points ahead of Telford, occupying the last playoff place. But Kidderminster just a point behind with 3 games in hand. Martyrs at Spennymoor this weekend. They're going to make playoffs. It's just which part of the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
And they need to get back to where they were, as Paul Michael was saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about the manager, right? About Paul. He's been totally open, totally honest. And I think what they're going to need is a cash injection. I hate to say it, but that's what happens because he's obviously been able to help produce by good coaching, get players up to where they've sold. 2 of them have gone. And into league football, which is fantastic, right? But they're lacking the ability to be able to go and refresh or, spend or things like that. I'm not talking necessarily this year. This year will play out how it plays out.
Yeah.
But I think if they want to push on, otherwise, they'll end up losing him as well.
Well, domestically, it was Welsh Cup semi-final last weekend, but we'll come to that in a moment because Mark Lowry on X says, any chance you could cover the Welsh leagues? No national team without it. So...
it's got to improve, I keep telling you.
Yeah, no. But I think he means below the JD Cymru Prem.
Okay.
So I'll give you an update. You might know some of this, or you may not. In Cymru South, Trevelyan confirmed their place in the top 3 with a 4-0 win over Aberystwyth, who used to be long-standing, who were founder members of the Cymru Prem. They're now 6 points clear of Cambrian United.
Aberystwyth, if you're Eddie Newton.
Yeah, is that what he used to say, is it? Who were held by Treowen. So Trevelyan will now be promoted to the JD Cymru Premier if
Trevelyan.
They achieve a Tier 1 licence. Ammanford are the other team in the top 3.
What would stop them getting a licence? Like they...
Well, it has to be facilities, so many seats, and
but this is that's what I'm talking about like how Welsh FA, the association, can help. I'm sure there'd be grants and stuff like that they can apply.
I think there are, yeah.
But that should be. It'd be great if like the Welsh FA had like a team that said, okay, like when you go in, we're going to send a team in.
I think they do something like that. When we get No Mooney on, we'll ask him.
Yeah, bring it all up to standard and all that. Because it doesn't matter then. If Trevelyan then go down, they know, we don't have to worry about the stadium. No. It's just about the pitch, right?
Yeah.
And then what's your training facility like? Give me 5 years in there, I'd have a place.
Okay, well, when Noel goes, we'll put that to him when he comes in. We have been promised that he does want to do the pod. In the north, Llandudno secured their spot in the top 3.
Llandudno Wells.
Yeah, with a 2-1 win over third place Holywell. It was their 7th straight win, and they'll be back in the top flight after a 7-year absence if they secure Tier 1 status, their licence. Airbus are second. Newtown are just a point behind Holywell with 2 games.
Here's an idea. We should go and do a podcast on the road up there and then give the money, the donations to the club to help them with their sort of facilities and stuff like that. That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head.
We'll have to ask the
how
producer.
Can we help Welsh football instead of just talking about it? Let's take a podcast on the road, do it, audience, like chip in, $5, $10, whatever, drinks on the bar, cover the cost for the owner of the venue, and then say, right, chuck down your kitty towards whatever it is.
We'll have a think about that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, Mark Lowry, you don't know what can of worms you've opened with that.
It would help though, right?
But it's great to get feedback like that. So, right, here we go then. The Welsh Cup. Flint Town United and Carnarvon into the Welsh Cup, JD Welsh Cup final. Flint overwhelmed Club Pêl-droed Dinas Bangor City.
Flint done Carnarvon.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Llandudno with 2 goals from Elliot Reeves, Darren Stevenson, Michael Burke and Ben Woolham. They'll meet Carnarvon, who saw off real 1879 with goals from Brad Young and Zach Clark before Ben Lightfoot replied later on.
Roberts won't be happy.
Flint are into the final for the first time in 72 years.
Oh.
Carnarvon will be in the final for the first time in their history. And they've both got a trip to Rodney Parade on Saturday, April the 12th for the final.
Saturday, April the 12th?
Yeah.
I'm going.
Sunday, April the 12th.
Sunday, April the 12th. I'm going.
Yeah.
Should we go? Put that in the diary?
I'll see what I'm doing.
Hold
I'm
on
a busy
minute.
man.
Hold on a minute.
I'm a busy man.
Got a new missus, have you?
I got responsibilities.
Yeah, like your daughter, you forgot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, she could be home, you never know.
Yeah.
In the women's, I'm never going to live this down, am I?
No, never, not with me.
In the Women's Bute Energy Cup semi-final, Swansea City. We've got a couple of Swans fans watching us do this. Ended an 8-year wait to reach the final with a 6-0 win over Cymru Celtic at Jenner Park in Barry. Stacey John, Amy Deacon both scored twice against the second-tier side. Tate Trivett and Emily Roberts got the others. Who will they meet in the final at the parade on April the 19th? Cardiff.
They done Wrexham, didn't they?
Cardiff won it for the last 4 years, were third time lucky in the other semi-final. They beat Wrexham 2-1 to reach the final. Okay. It was the third weekend on the bounce the two of them have met. Wrexham won the previous two in the league and, of course, the Gennaro Adran Trophy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But this time the Bluebirds went through in Aberystwyth as Michaela Cook and Megan Bowen put them ahead, and Faye Knox netted a late equaliser. Cardiff.
Yeah, they got a bit airy for the last couple of minutes, but it wasn't. Yeah. No, I watched it on S4C. Oh, right. And I do watch it on S4C if it's on. I'll have a little butchers.
Cardiff haven't lost in this competition since March 2019. So Cardiff Swansea final. Tasty, I'd say. April the 19th, Sunday.
Where's that?
Rodney Parade, Newport.
Is that the same day?
I think I'm away that weekend, before you ask.
Is it?
No, it's 12th. There's one on the one Sunday, and the next one's the following week.
Okay.
Keep up.
Okay, yeah, you're just throwing a lot of information at me.
Okay, well, this is what we're here for.
You throw the information and then don't back it up by going. But, hey, you've got more important things to do, haven't you?
Have I? All right, okay.
You're in love these days, you know?
I'm sure. And we should talk about Wales women. Drew with Czechia last week and a 6-1 win over Montenegro.
Yeah.
They were 5 up after 35 minutes. Hannah Cain scored twice. She's playing really well.
Big Daddy Cain, man.
Yeah.
She's naughty. She can finish.
Yeah,
she's a great finisher. She's great when she runs onto the ball. I never really think she's going to miss.
She's really efficient, isn't she?
That's what I'm saying. I always think when I see her go through, I always think, go. And 9 times out of 10, she finishes. I think she's quality. But we've had her with us on, doing Welsh games, right?
Yeah.
She can chat.
She's good.
I imagine she's a nightmare to play against because she can chat a bit and she's quick and she can finish. She's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
She got 2. Mary Griffiths got 2. Rachel Rowe and Sophie Ingle. Czechia won in Albania the same day, 5-1. So they topped the group, but Wales are top the group having scored a goal more. And as Jane Ludlow said on our pod last week, which is still available, if you haven't
Jane.
got hold of it yet, Jane Ludlow, great value. It's on all the usual podcast outlets and YouTube.
She get her on. Try and get her on. Sorry, more often, she may, like once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, she talks really well about the game.
She's just brilliant.
Yeah. 3 go through from the 14 group. So it's almost job done already. Wales have a double header against Albania in April. Home on the 14th, away on the 14th. No, 14th at home, 18th away, before a trip to Montenegro, and then what we expect to be the decider against Czechia in June. Next week, of course, Craig Bellamy announces his squad for what we hope will be 2 World Cup playoffs.
Let me ask you before you run on. Let me ask you: do you fancy us against Bosnia? Or let me ask you, on top of that, do you fancy us to get through to the World Cup?
Fancy is the wrong word. I'm
okay,
wary.
do you think
we'll
beat Bosnia? And do you think we'll get through then Northern Ireland or Italy and go to the World Cup?
I think we can beat Bosnia. I don't know whether we can beat Italy if they beat Northern Ireland.
But if Northern Ireland beat Italy, do you think we can go? If Northern Ireland beat Italy...
I think home advantage would probably see us through then, yeah. Northern Ireland have done really well. Ethan Galbraith, for example, is playing superbly for Swansea. He's everywhere. He will be a threat if he's fit and available for Northern Ireland. Do you see any surprises in the squad?
Not really, not now.
No.
I think that's probably, with Craig's experience, he's probably thinking anyone who's been in the last 5, 6, 7 games, I'm going to pull them in first. If I have to cover someone and bring someone in, and so be it. But I think what you're trying to do is, I spoke to Chrissy Coleman a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying how much we used to look forward to come together as a squad. And I think that's something that Wales have, just a tradition that's carried on. They love meeting up. We used to love meeting up. Yeah. So I can't see new faces coming in unless it's absolutely necessary, to be honest with you.
And let's hope injuries are...
Woo! Don't even say the word.
Okay, I won't even say it. What did I say?
Juries or something like that. Juries or something.
That'll be it. And just to end, because we're talking about Wales, Gary Speed's dad, Roger, has been announced today.
Mr. Speed,
that he's passed away.
Yeah, condolences to the family.
Yeah, he was, in fact, it was announced by Connors Key, Nomads, or one of the people who announced it, because he was an honorary patron to the club. And, of course, thoughts with Carol and
I can't say I know the family like best friends or nothing like that, but I know the family, Mr. and Mrs. Speed, obviously, from our days with Wales and Gary and what have you. So, absolute condolences to the family. Yeah, likewise. And that's it. Unless there's anything else you got on your mind, Nathan Blake. No, I've got nothing on my mind, Rob.
So we've both got things off our consciences.
No. The only thing I've got on my mind is that new haircut of yours.
Which is totally lost to anybody listening to this podcast on Spotify or wherever they get them. Anyway, haircut and all, we will be back same time next week. We'll have a Wales squad to think about. Plus, there are midweek games and, of course, all the action on the weekend.
Can we ask the fans if they got anyone if they think should be in who isn't in or hasn't been in the squad? Ask that one. That'd be interesting, right?
You just asked. So,
okay.
We're on X, we're on Threads, we're on all the usual
social media,
yeah. TikTok as well. So send us your nominations for people who haven't been in the squad but we think should be in the squad. Whatever Craig Bellamy announces next week, when we meet up, we'll mention some of those players and discuss whether they're lucky to be in or unlucky to be left out. All that plus a lot more on the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast. We're loud and clear on Welsh football, and we'll be back next week.
Kaboom.